What's up everybody, it's your boy R2J Fizzadizzle, and today's video is going to be a little bit more different. Excuse me, I'm going to edit that bit out. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my vegan journey so far. Yeah, so enjoy. So I've been vegan for about I'm in my 7th month of being vegan now, and in all honesty, it's been one of the best decisions I've made in my entire life, and I'll get into the reasons why in just a moment. So for those of you that don't know me, before I became vegan, I was vegetarian for about 3 months or so. Before I became vegan, I was still eating fish, so I was more pescatarian more than anything. But meat eater, I was a meat eater for approximately 26 years, and you know, I grew up eating meat. My parents all ate meat, I ate meat, and you know, I was always eating it. But gradually, as I got older, and as I started to get more educated, even just before I even started to become more educated, I found that I wasn't enjoying the meat as much as I used to. Instead of actually tasting this is delicious, I love it, it actually more started to make me feel sick, and I felt really, really disgusted. Eating it was just horrendous. I wasn't nowhere near enjoying the taste now. So yeah, as I became more educated, and I started to follow a lot more people on YouTube now, and I found out that they were vegetarian or they were they were vegetarian or they were vegan now, and I was like, oh, okay. One of the biggest influences on me was a guy named Ralph Smart, Infinite Waters on YouTube, and yeah, he makes these live videos now, which is all about being your best self and becoming your greatest version. But he also talks about how he's been a vegan for the last 11-12 years and so on and so forth, and he's also 7-day vegan challenge, 7-day vegan challenge, 7-day vegan challenge. I'm like, oh, cool. But yeah, he was a very, very big influence for me. Great YouTuber. If you haven't checked him out, go and follow him. 100% love the guy. Brilliant guy. Very, very good big mentor for me. And yeah, I also started to watch a lot more documentaries like Forks Over Knives, Cowspiracy, What the Health, and the big one for me that really, really changed me was Earthlings. All the others had an influence, but Earthlings is a lot more graphic because it's a lot of raw footage. It's predominantly raw footage, and it really exposes the animal agriculture industry for what it actually is, and it's so horrible to watch. It's really, 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 really graphic, and honestly, I wouldn't recommend it for the faint of hearted, but it's very, very, very good watch regardless. It talks about not only the food, but it talks about the entertainment industry. It also goes into the clothing, and it talks about the devastation that's happening on the planet. You know, all of this sort of stuff that's all intertwined, all because of animal agriculture. It's a very, very big industry, and I highly, highly recommend you guys check out that documentary. But it's not for the faint of hearted. If you're squeamish, maybe stay away from it. Maybe keep to something bit more, chilled out. But for anyone that's interested, 100% go and check it out for sure. Yeah, so he played a big part as well. He was the main one that played a big part for me, I would say. Other than that, though, gradually, just as I became more educated, I think for the previous 3 months before I became vegan, I decided to turn full on pescatarian. I was still living at home at the time. Now, this was last year, by the way, and I just decided, I'm not going to eat the typical, I don't eat pork anyway, but the pork, the lamb, the chicken. I was going to stay away from all that. I was just going to eat fish and vegetables and rice and the rest of it. And yeah, I mean, it was all right. Like, I felt a bit better, but like not like there wasn't like a huge improvement. Like, I felt all right, but I wasn't like feeling that much gains as I used to. You know, not as much gains as before I became vegan. I'll get into that in just a moment. But yeah, so that was me. I was 3 months, and then I found out about this campaign that was going on. Is Veganuary, where obviously in the name is you give up meat for 30 days throughout the whole. Sorry, you give up meat throughout the whole of January. And I've just thought to say, you know what? Because usually instead of like what I usually do is the first 3 months of the year I give up alcohol. So I said, you know what? Instead of giving up alcohol, let me give up meat for 30 days and see how I feel. And yeah, so I proceeded with this challenge now, and it was within the first 7 days that I really started to notice a change. Like, it was just so weird. Like, my body just felt lighter. I felt more energetic. I was waking up before my alarm was going off. It was like, raw, I've never done that before. Like, usually my alarm would go off and I'm like, another 5 minutes, and before I knew it, an hour was gone by and I'd end up being late for work and this and that, blah blah blah. But I was finding that I was actually waking up long before my alarm would go off. And it was like, raw, this ain't never happened to me before, man. What the heck is going on? What kind of juju is this? But yeah, man, that was crazy. It was a crazy 7 days for me. But I think the biggest change that I noticed personally was like my mindset had really changed, and that's kind of followed through as I've carried on being vegan. So it was, I don't know, most of you guys don't know this, but a few years ago, about 2-3 years ago, I competed in a 10k run for charity, and yeah, it was about a few days after then, about 2-3 days after then, I started to train again, and I was running as I normally do now, and then I started to feel my leg, like my right leg, really cramp up, but I just thought, oh, that's normal, you know, I'm just gonna run it off, and then all of a sudden, like, it must have been like a few meters later, like my left knee literally just collapsed. Like, my leg just popped out of its socket, and then as quick as it happened, it is as quick as it came. Like, it was just like a quick, like a little shimmy, you know what I mean? It was just like raw, and it was at that moment I was just like, that did not feel right at all. And then I tried to like run it off, and it was like, yo, nah, we ain't going nowhere. Your leg is dead. I was like, yeah, that's when the pain really came. I was like, right, okay, I'm gonna. And at the time, I was far from home. I didn't have any bus pass, so basically I had to walk about 45 minutes home. Anyway, the next day I woke up in so much pain. Like, my leg was killing me. I mean, I was in such severe pain. It was ridiculous. I mean, I couldn't walk for about 6 months. I couldn't work or anything like that, so I wasn't earning any money during that time. And, you know, when I actually went to the hospital and they gave me a scan, it was like I had to wait almost half a year, you know, just over half a year to actually have my scan. And basically turns out that I tore my tendon in my knee, and I was like, oh god, yeah. And that was really painful. That was very, very bad. That's one of the, if not the, I would say the most painful experience I've ever gone through. I mean, and I wasn't really able to train after then, like, for a good, I would say in total amount, it's probably about 1.5 years, like, about, so 6 months after suffering the initial injury, I was able to really train, but I was only able to really train under the influence of these opioids, if you will, these herbs. So, and that would help get the pain away. So I would take these herbs, and blend them up into like make them into tea and stuff and drink it, and it will put me on such a high where it would take all the pain that I was feeling away from me, so I was able to train. But then the next day I would wake up in so much pain, like it was ridiculous. I could barely walk, I could barely do anything, but I got so addicted to the high of wanting to train and missing training, and just sitting around in the house was just not good for me at all. And I just really, all I wanted to do was train, because it was like, it was one of the things that gave me a release, especially living at home where it was hard. So that was my form of release. I needed to run, like running was my thing, my release, my everything. And that was, to have it just taken away from me was just, it was heartbreaking. And yeah, during that time I kind of fell into like a really quite bad depression now, and I was like, and I was having like suicidal thoughts. I didn't, like, deep down I don't think I ever really wanted to commit suicide or anything like that. It was never that deep, but it was like my mind would just be like, I can't do this, like I don't want to do this anymore. I was in a really, really dark place basically, and yeah, it wasn't a great time for me, but I managed to recover from it, but I was never really able to train as hard as I used to. So back to 2018 now. This is like, so back to during like the first 7 days of my Veganuary challenge, I started training again, and I remember all I had at the time was a smoothie, and it had all the good stuff. So it had your oats, it had your chia seeds, your fruits, your berries, all that other good stuff in there now. And I remember that's all I had. Like, I remember having that. I had breakfast early, but I remember that was like my lunch and my training juice. I was like, okay, I'm good with this. This is fine for me. I was like, cool. And I remember running, and usually before, like, I would reach a certain point and I would just be like, I've got to slow down. And then all of a sudden this voice in my head was like, what do you think you're doing? You ain't slowing down. I was like, wait, what? You're new? What the hell are you? Who are you? I said, I'm the voice in your head, man. Like, you ain't gonna stop. What the hell are you stopping for? It's like, what do you mean we ain't stopping? We go. It's like, what you mean why you stopping? You gotta go, man. No matter what, you gotta go. Nigga, you ain't stopping for nothing. You are a badass motherfucker. Excuse my French. You a badass man. You ain't ever gonna stop. You amazing. You brilliant, man. You got this. Don't stop. No matter what you do, you are not gonna stop. No matter what. I'm like, oh, okay, voice, I'm gonna listen to you. And then this was all this little dialogue going in my head now, and I was just like, raw. It was like it just blew my mind completely. Like, it was crazy. I never had any type of voice like that just telling me that I could do it. I was like, okay, fine. And I actually listened to it, and I kept going. And then before I knew it now, like, I'd reached my goal, and I was like, I felt amazing. And I just thought, nah, it must be a one-time occurrence. But then I did it again, and then the same voice came again, and I was like, this is crazy. But not only that, my time that I had recorded at the time, I actually beat it. I was like, yo, that was a turning point for me. And I was just like, bruh, there is no way I am ever going back to eating meat again. Like, this feeling, like this burning sensation in my mind and in my heart is telling me to stick with this. And fast forward 6 months and 6-7 months, and I'm still vegan, and I'm happy. I feel great. Like, honestly, I feel great. I feel light. I'm still feeling good. If anything, I'm more motivated. I'm more driven. I'm more passionate. I'm happier. And I'm cooking great food every single day. I'm eating good. Like, I think another turning point for me as well, like, I know I'm kind of like going from one thing to another. This video isn't very structured, but it ain't scripted. It's just raw coming to you guys. I'm just talking about everything, so forgive me if I'm rambling a bit here. But anyway, point is, I feel great. Like another thing for me was like my weight. Like, so when I was eating meat, even at vegetarian, like my weight would usually fluctuate. So sometimes I'd go from like 11 stone to 10 stone and then back up again to 10 and a half and then 11 and then back and forth all the time. Like my weight was always fluctuating. And nowadays, like ever since I've become vegan, like my weight, if anything, like my weight has been so much more consistent, even at the times when I haven't necessarily been eating as much as I probably should. Like my weight hasn't dramatically dropped. Like I've lost maybe 1 or 2 pounds or so, but there's even been times where I've actually gained weight. I'm like, raw. But also as well, like my body's a lot leaner, and my muscle mass was coming. Like I was more, like I had more bulk, more tone, defined muscles than I ever had before. Like not so much now because I haven't actually been training like for the last 2 months or so. But that's another story. But yeah, man, I was a lot more leaner. I am a lot more leaner. Like I feel better, and my body's more toned. I'm like, damn, this is brilliant. And this is all from plants. Like everyone wants to be dissing plants. Like what do you eat as a vegan? Like what can you eat? What can't you eat? All these things. I'm like, bro, you eat the same foods that you usually eat, just alternative versions, just ones that are made from plants and things. So I still eat my lasagnas. I still eat my meatballs, but not meatless meatballs, if you will. I still make spag balls. I still make chicken wings. You can turn any recipe vegan. Like all the traditional foods that you're used to, you can turn it vegan, and it can still be delicious. Yes, it might not necessarily have that same meaty, like flesh rotting texture that you're probably used to, but at the same time it can still be just as delicious, if not better. Like another thing that's convinced me is that when I'm eating food, instead of getting that whole bloated feeling that you usually get when you digest certain foods, like when you eat you feel like, oh, very, like you just want to go to sleep, you know what I mean, like itis, niggeritis. It's like I feel better. Like if anything, I feel more energized from actually eating the foods that I'm eating, and it's like raw. Everyone else is feeling tired. I'm feeling great. I feel like I'm ready to go. Like this shit, it don't stop. Everything is still going. Like everything's working good, man. I'm feeling great. I mean, I don't know what else to talk about really. I will say one thing though. Like, it hasn't actually all been plain sailing through being vegan. I'll be brutally honest with you guys, and this is probably going to get me a little bit of hate here and there now, but there have been times during my transition, if you will, that I have slipped up and I have eaten meat or I have eaten cheese. Oh my god, no, you're not a true vegan. How dare you eat cheese? Unsubscribe. Oh, you're fake meat. You're fake. You're a fake vegan. Oh, hate. Bish, bash, bosh, hate, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, chill. It's not all plain sailing. I'm in the transitionary phase right now. So yes, I have slipped up. Yes, there will probably be times when I will slip up in the future. But all I can do is live and learn and promise to be better than I was before, and I have done. It's generally getting a lot easier to not eat meat and to stay away from the temptation than ever before. Like, I'm proud to say I'm still gonna. I haven't touched meat in I don't even know what the time frame is now. It's like, I don't even know, probably like 2-3 months now. It's probably, I don't know, I can't quite remember. But either way, it's like, you know, I'm feeling great. Point is, I slip up a few times, yes, but I get back on. I'm straight back on the bandwagon the next day. Like every time I have eaten meat, I've always got this sickly feeling in my stomach. Like it's like a foreign substance to my body now. It's like, wait, what is this? Like, this don't feel right. Like it's coming in me, but it don't feel right at all. Like my body just don't like it. It don't want it. Like it's like nah. Don't ever eat this again. This is disgusting. Like it's horrible. Yeah. Last thing I want to really touch upon really is the bowel movements. Yeah, we're going there. We're really going there right now. So before I was a vegan, my bowel movements pretty here and there. Like I'll go poop maybe once a day. Sometimes, boy, there were even times where I only go poop like once or twice a week, which is mad. Like in the sense, it's just crazy. But nowadays, ever since I've been a meat eater, nowadays, ever since I've been a vegan, boy, I'm going like, there's times where I go like 2, maybe 3 times a day. It's mad. Like my bowels are like working like clockwork, fam. Like they're just on point. But boy, it's like smooth. Like it's not like you know when sometimes you go in the toilet and you're spending like 10, 20, 30 minutes in there. Nah, it's not like that anymore. For me, it's like quick. Don't get me wrong. There's times where it's like, obviously, if I want to spend 10, 20 minutes in there, I can do that, but I don't have to. It's like, just quick, in, out, boom. Just get it all out of me straight away, done, and I feel good. It's crazy. I feel great. I honestly, I can't explain how great I feel. Honestly, I feel amazing, and by me posting pictures of the food I'm cooking on like Instagram and I haven't really posted any food videos on YouTube, but on pictures on Instagram and videos and stuff like that now, it has actually connected me with people that I never thought would have come to me. Like I had a brother from my secondary school, shout out to you if you're watching this, he reached out to me and he was just like, yo, so I've been checking out your Instagram and your food's looking kind of decent still. Like I'm trying to be vegan myself, and you got any tips for me? I was like, bro, this is a brother I ain't spoken to in like 10 years now, like since secondary school days now. It's like you're reaching out to me. I'm just like, boy, yeah, man, I'll be more than happy to help you. Like I'm still relatively new to this myself, but feel free, yeah, please, just any time, man. Just boy, and it was crazy. I just felt so good. It really, really convinced me. Like it really, really put me in a really great mindset. So, if you're watching this, I just want to say thank you for like, reaching out to me. I really, really appreciate it. It's really, really nice of you to do that. I'm gonna like kind of wrap this video up here, and I was probably going a bit long and dragging on a little bit, but yeah, last thing I will end on now is if anyone watching this video now does want any tips, or is thinking about going vegan, or has looked into being vegan, or is interested in veganism, like anything to do with that, any questions or any queries, any videos you want me to make, please just feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at R2Jizzle. So that's R2Jizzle. Yeah, man, I really appreciate you guys, all your support. I really appreciate everyone that follows me online, and anyone watching this video. Like, as few or as many as you may be, it doesn't matter to me. Like, I appreciate every single one of you, and thank you very much for taking the time out to watch me. So on that note, I'm gonna sign off. So it's your boy R2J Fizzle Dizzle coming at you again, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Peace.